Beirut Port Blast victims say 5 years later, justice feels a bit closer. The investigation was derailed by political interference, but a new government is trying to get justice back on track when 2,750 tons of ammonium nitrate exploded in Beirut's port on August 4, 2020. It ripped through the city, killing more than 218 people. Among them was 3-year-old Alexandra Naggear. 5 years later, the investigation into who was at fault for the blast has been delayed, and at times derailed, by political interference. The most important thing for us is not for the decision, but for full justice to happen. Tracy Naggear, Alexandra's mother and a key activist advocating for the blast's victims, told by phone. And we won't accept a half-truth or half-justice. As the 5th anniversary of the tragedy approaches, there is some optimism that the judicial investigation is finally moving in the right direction after facing obstacles, mostly from well-connected politicians refusing to answer questions and the former public prosecutor blocking the investigation. A decision from the lead prosecutor is expected soon, activists and legal sources familiar with the matter told. And while the road to justice is still long, for the first time, there is a feeling that momentum is building. Justice derailed. You can feel a positive atmosphere this time. Lawyer Tanya Dalalam told. Dalalam now lives in the United States but is in Lebanon for the annual commemoration of the blast, which includes protests and a memorial. Her husband of 20 years, Jean-Frederic Alam, was killed by the blast, which was one of the largest non-nuclear explosions in modern history. Dalalam is also one of 9 victims suing the US-based company TGS in a Texas court for $250 million. Claiming it was involved in chartering the Rosas Moldovan flagged ship that carried the ammonium nitrate into Beirut's port in 2013. She told that the case is more about demanding accountability and access to documents that would shed more light on the broader chain of responsibility than it is about compensation. The population of Beirut is used to facing crises without government help. Numerous bombings and assassinations have occurred, with the state rarely, if ever, holding anyone accountable. If frustration and a sense of abandonment by the state, the political system, and the individuals who benefit from it already boiled over into an uprising in October 2019, less than a year before the blast. In the immediate aftermath of the explosion, residents cleaned up the city themselves. Politicians who came for photo opportunities were chased out by angry citizens, and mutual aid filled the gap left by the state. The end of Lebanon's 15-year civil war in 1990 set the tone for the impunity that has plagued the country ever since. Experts and historians say militia leaders traded their fatigues for suits, pardoned each other, awarded themselves ministries and began rerouting the country's resources to their personal coffers.